The iPad OS, or iPad 13 update, brought lots of great new features to iPad, including a Safari web browser update that opened up new possibilities for working with your Google files. One great new feature is Google Drive desktop mode for Safari. Prior to iPad OS, iPad users had to download the Google suite of apps. If you tried to use Google Drive from a web browser before iPad OS, you were limited to either work only in the app or access a view-only experience on the web. You could see what was in your Google Drive, but had to open one of the Google suite of apps to be able to edit anything. Let's take a look at Google Drive in Safari Desktop. To access the new Safari desktop experience for iPad, open the Safari web browser. Navigate to drive.google.com. You can see that the Drive homepage looks just like it does on a computer. Your Drive menu is on the left side of the screen, including My Drive, Recent, and the plus button, which allows you to create or upload files. The center of the screen shows you all of your folders and files. You can toggle between List View and Grid View by tapping the icon in the top right corner of your menu. To open a file, double tap on the file from your menu. The file will open in a new tab, making it easy for you to quickly toggle back over to your Drive without using Split View. You also have access to formatting tools that are not available in the Google suite of apps. The toolbar across the top gives you quick access to all the tools you need to customize your files. Let's take a look at the differences between Google Drive for Safari Desktop and the Google suite of apps. While one is not necessarily better than the other, it's good to know the differences and the features available in each. You can organize your Google Drive in both the Drive app and Safari Desktop. In the Drive app, tap and hold the file you want to move, then drag it into the appropriate folder. To move a file out of a folder, tap the ellipses next to the file, select Move, and then choose your file destination. In Safari Desktop, tap the file you wish to move. Tap the vertical ellipses at the top, then tap Move To. Select your file destination, and then tap Move Here. You can create and edit files in both the Drive apps and Safari Desktop. You can create files from both the Drive app and the additional Google suite of apps like Docs. To create a file in Drive, open the Drive app and then tap the plus sign in the bottom right corner. Choose the file type you wish to create. Notice that you have now been opened into the Google Docs app where you can edit your new Google Doc. Give your Google Doc a title and then tap Create. From here, you can begin to type in your doc and then edit. In the Google suite of apps, you have a limited formatting menu. When creating a new file in the Safari desktop browser, tap New in the top left corner. Select the file type you wish to create. Notice that it opens in a new tab rather than a different app. Tap the words Untitled Document in order to give your Google file a title. Then you may begin working on your document. Notice that your menu bar offers the full range of editing tools. You can embed media into your Google Drive files in both the Drive apps and Safari Desktop. With a Google file open in one of the Google apps, tap the plus sign in the top right corner. Tap Image. You can choose to take a picture with your camera or add an existing photo from your camera roll. With a Google file open in Safari Desktop, tap the image icon in the menu bar. You can choose to take an image with your camera, upload an image from your camera roll, find a photo on the web using Google's copyright-friendly search filters, or insert an image from your Google Drive. Let's take a look at how you can work on more than one Google file at once in both the Google Drive app and Google Drive for Safari Desktop. Google app users cannot work in more than one Google file within the same app. In other words, if I'm working in Google Docs and I open one file and then want to switch to a different one, I have to back out of the original file to open the second one. However, if you are working in two different types of files, such as a Google Doc and a Google Slide at the same time, you can use Split View to work on two files simultaneously, or toggle between apps using the App Switcher. Because Google Drive for Safari Desktop opens a new tab for each Google file you open, you can work in multiple Google files at once, whether it be two Google Docs or a doc and a sheet. You can also leverage Split View with Safari Desktop to work in multiple Google files at once. You can work offline in Drive apps when you do not have access to the internet. With a Google file open in one of the Google apps, tap the ellipses in the top right corner. Turn on Available Offline. Now you can work on this file with or without internet. The file will update in your Google Drive Cloud when your iPad is back online. Note, this must be set up manually for each file you wish to access and edit offline. Because Google Drive for Safari Desktop is accessed through a web browser, offline editing is not available. Save iPad storage with Google Drive in Safari. Eliminate the need for multiple apps with Google Drive in Safari. If you are choosing to leverage Google Drive for Safari Desktop, you want to delete the Google Drive apps from your device, as the two will not work together. Let's recap the differences between Google Drive apps and Google Drive for Safari Desktop. Pause the video to review the differences between the Google Suite of Apps and Google Drive for Safari Desktop so that you can make the right decision for you.